In this example, we're dealing with a circuit which consists of parallel part, and then this parallel part is going to be in series with the other. So we have a mixture of series and parallel. So first of all, I need to find out the equivalent resistance of this part, which will be 1 over, I'm going to call it T prime, equals to 1 over 4 plus 1 over 12. That's going to be 3 plus 1, 4 over 12. So RT prime is going to be 12 divided by 4, which is going to be 3 ohm. So this part is going to be 3 ohm. RT then you have one resistance and one resistance here. Since it's in series, we need to add these two. So it's going to be 7 plus 3. That's going to be 10 ohm in total. Total voltage is 50. Total resistance is 10. So I will be V divided by R, which will be 50 divided by 10. That's going to be 5 amp. So we have 5 amp in here. This part is going to be still 5 amp, and then it's going to be distributed in these two. Let's find out V1 in here. V1 will be I1 times R1. I is 5, R is 7. That's going to be 35 volts. Then it's going to be distributed into two branches. Volt is going to be the same. So since here it lost 35 volt, we're going to have the remaining is going to be 50 minus 35, which means that 15 is going to lose here. Since we are dealing with parallel circuit in this part, we have 15 volt here, 15 volt in here, because we know in parallel branches we're going to have the same voltage. So V2 is 15, R2 is 12, V3 is 15 volts, R3 is 4 ohm as is given here. So we can find out I2 and I3. I2 will be V divided by 2, or V2 divided by R2. That's 15 over 12. That's 5 over 4, which is 1.25 volt. And here we have 1.25 amp, because we are finding I. And here V3 divided by R3, that's going to be 15 divided by 4, which will be, I think it's going to be 3.75. 15 divided by 4 is going to be 3.75 amp. That makes sense because here we have 5 amp, and the summation of these two has to be 5 amp as well, which makes sense because 1.25 plus 3.75 is going to be 5. So the one that has more resistance is going to have less amp. The one with less resistance is going to have more amp, which is obvious from here. The one that has 12 amp is 1.25, and the other one is 3.75 amp. So now let's find out P1, P2, and P3. P1 is V1 I1, P2 is V2 I2, and P3 is V3 I3. V1 is 35, I1 is 5, 35 times 5 is 175. It's going to be what? V2 I2 is going to be, V2 is 15, I2 is 1.25. That's going to be 15 times 1.25. It's going to be 18.75 watt. And V3 times I3, that's going to be 3.75 times 15. That's going to give me 56.25 watt. So if you add them all, it's gonna be 175 plus 18.75 plus 56.25. It's gonna give me 250 watt, which is obvious if you multiply these two numbers. 50 times 5 is gonna be 250.